about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Good.
My sweat equity.
It's hot as shit
What
in
about
here.
my sweat equity?
And dude, I got a sunburn yesterday like an idiot.
Sunburn.
Yeah. I think I figured out Tampa and the identity that we're looking for.
Recorded out of Ybor City, an enclave in Tampa, Florida, Tampa Bay, Index City, metropolitan area of the country.
Right. Tampa is the people who live here for 35 years go to the beach and still get sunburned just because they just say fuck it.
Well,
That's me.
did you grow up? I grew up not wearing it.
Yeah.
Not any sunscreen, any of that.
Oh, we'd put it on, but like it was not as much of an effort as it is now.
We're both really white now.
Yeah.
Dad bod white.
Yes, very pasty.
Not dad bods, but dad bod white.
No.
Dad bod's a way of life, guys. I
Right.
think I use that too much in my my
Everyday life.
social posts. Yeah, and people really thought I was out of shape, and I was like, guys, no.
Guys, no.
No.
I'm shredded.
I'm fucking ripped,
Yeah.
guys. All right, you see these traps?
Right.
You see my traps touch my ears, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
My father-in-law thought you were on roids.
Really?
Yeah.
Dope.
He totally is.
No, that's just
See the rays,
that's
acne.
that's chasing. Nice. That's fear of anytime I was feeling pity or victimy, I would just start working out.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Yeah,
Get-
or
yeah.
go for a run
Yeah,
without
dude.
thinking about it, and then I work for me.
It
but
works every time, I think, for everybody.
Maybe something physical. I think we're more monkey than we realize, and the more I kind of get clowned by clients that come in this office with all the gym equipment, I'm like, no, I want more.
Yeah.
I want more in
We
here.
need a pull-up bar. We need one of those, we get a Roman chair.
We just got to make it look a little bit classier elsewhere, so that right now it just looks like kind of a garage, one room.
I like it. I think it's fun, and it shows that we are into recreation.
Before I forget, dates: St. Pete, May 28th. You say the city first, then the date, because
Okay.
people hear their city.
Yeah.
St. Petersburg, not Russia,
Listen up, St. Pete.
Florida. May 28th. Eric and I are doing. I guess we're doing a set on stage together.
We don't know what we're doing.
It's a
But-
podcaster stand-up show, and I said, "Do you want us to do our podcast or stand-up?" It's like, you both are on stage, and I'm like, that didn't help.
Got it. Good.
To a friend of the program, John J. Murray, booking that for us. So we're on it. I don't know what we're doing.
We're doing it. I don't care. Let's get it.
Worst case scenario, we just do, we do the bucket and just riff on topics. People, that's a lazy way to do it, but
But that's what we'll
I
do.
mean, if we're doing a gimmicky show
Yeah.
already,
We'll pick on the audience. Between the two of us, we could get it going for a while, just picking on people.
but it actually works because you need one person to get the hat while the other person's up, or like pick a topic,
Oh.
like while one of us is
You Make
riffing.
me be the hat bitch.
You put yourself there. I've in my head, I was the guy grabbing the hat.
Oh, okay. Good.
Because I'll
Good.
let you breathe on
You be
stage
that
with
hat
that.
bitch. Oh, God. I'm all
The hat
alone.
bitch is easier job.
Yeah.
But and then let's see, Tampa, May 23rd, we have our 7th annual Cigar City Comedy Rooftop Comedy Show. This is an idea I've never seen anybody do around the country. I'm friends with a lot of comedians. It's one of those cool. It's one of apartment complex. It's got a parking garage, the 5th story on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a tailgate stand-up show.
Yeah, with a great view of the city. Such a nice night.
And
It's always good weather.
Visconti apartment complex, they've paid us to do it every year, and they don't filter us. There's always been like food and beer for free up there.
Yeah.
Someone wants to
Kids.
sponsor it. There's kids.
The people
but
bring their kids.
man,
Don't bring your kids.
if you go to Cigar City Comedy's Facebook page, you can go through some of the photos. There's 2 shows every year I loved, and that was one of them. The other was Robbie Slowick's holiday special, and he's Jewish, and he would throw like a Christmas one.
That's what he calls a holiday.
Well, yeah, but it's really Christmas. But
Nobody
you know,
celebrates that other shit.
but it is one of those things that's so unique, and the sun goes down right as the show starts, and it's hot as shit right now. We're doing this on a Sunday morning at 7 a.m. and it's got to be 84 degrees already.
Try having a sunburn, fuck face.
Oh yeah,
I'm just sitting here sweating.
Well,
sweat
vape pen helps,
equity,
right?
and Not right now. It don't.
no.
No.
I figured I haven't smoked. I don't think with a bad sunburn. I figured that would help.
I mean, the same way any anti-inflammatory would, I guess. Ibuprofen also helps.
Yeah,
that
but I
sort of
mean,
thing.
but I guess you need the flower for a body high-ish kind of thing.
Not really.
Okay.
The oils and stuff, they
good,
all
yes,
they got all
Andy.
kinds of different. Well, I'm just
I'm
trying to
I'm
explain
I'm
it to
I'm
you,
kidding.
nerd. Learn about weed, bro.
So that's what I'm saying. The flower.
Yeah, but the oil, just because it's a flower, doesn't mean it can't have different properties.
I just feel like
Got your indicas and your sativas.
the vape is nice. It's like a hamburger helper
Sure.
to whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, the vape pen is different. Just the main thing that's different for me is the hangover cure, because everybody knows
Ooh.
weed is the number one hangover cure. If
No. Well, I don't want to negate this, but Brendan T. Gleason, friend of the program, former stand-up comedian, used to say the only real way to get rid of a hangover is by drinking it off.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Which is the most alcoholic thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But
I don't
it's
think
actually true.
it'll get you a little bit drunk more, but I mean,
Your
like,
body's craving the alcohol when
it's
you wake
also
up.
severely dehydrated.
Well, that too, but I mean, it's also. But you can drink. You've done that where you've pounded a whole thing of Gatorade, like one of those big, fucking
Yes, the big
Uh,
ones.
the big mule jug of Gatorade with a handle on it.
Yeah, I'm just try it next time
Try it out.
before you start drinking again. Just hit the weed.
What about the
pass out.
charcoal stuff? Any of that?
I don't know. Well, I don't really get hungover that much anymore. I'm not, I don't drink a ton. If I drink, I'm drinking Captain and Coke Zero, and that really doesn't get me hungover. I have a very good handle on how much I can drink, get tipsy, and still not be hungover.
A handle on the handle.
Handle on the handle.
Yeah,
Boom.
you are surprisingly very very disciplined on you're not. I'll drink the Fat Boy IPAs, and you're like, nah.
Yeah, those I just, not a huge fan.
I'll
Talk
get
about
there.
that. Yeah, beer is just, it's too much of it. It's like
I love it.
It's
Oh,
like
man.
you got to haul around 144 ounces with you if you want to get a buzz on. Like, ugh.
Oh no, that's just your starter pistol. That's just getting the party started.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You get a couple in, yeah.
144 ounces starter pistol.
But I don't
a
want to
lot.
drink. I think liquor for me it is. I don't know. That's like game day to me. Like if I smell rum I think of Gasparilla, which is Tampa's pirate Mardi Gras, essentially. For those outside the area, if I smell bourbon in like a Diet Coke or whatever,
I think your dad.
no, that's cigars.
Ah,
That's a trigger smell for
Yeah,
sure.
me
'Cause
too,
He used to smoke cigars inside.
whoa.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that's a lot.
I'd
That's too
go to
much.
school and I had
Face
long
like a
hair.
catcher's mitt.
Well, I had long hair in 7th grade. It's like, it just retains all that.
yeah.
It just keeps it
Yeah.
all in. So I smelled like I smoked cigars on the way to middle school.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but I wasn't smart enough to go, yeah, for sure. I'm
It's
hitting
actually
Black and
weed,
Miles
bro.
on the
Yeah.
way. The other thing, CBD oil, I had a lot of conversations about this. There is a lot of business going on in the CBD oil world,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what to make of it, honestly. I think when I hear too many people getting into the CBD universe, that is a red flag for me. I literally had 7 conversations last week. Different entities, different people, all getting into it.
Yeah, but like,
But they say getting into it, not anything else.
oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's the same way that, like, I think in my experience that it does have an effect. Like, we had the Charlotte's Web in here, the dropper.
Yeah,
And it's a
I think I
weird-
wanted it to work and it didn't work. On me.
Well, it's the thing is, like, it takes away something, so it doesn't add to your mental whatever you want to say, acuity or whatever, but it kind of takes away a little bit of anxiety. So it's not so much that it's triggering something and adding this high to you, it's taking away just kind of little little anxieties, little pains here and there, and I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why people get on the bandwagon. It's working.
I thought you weren't very sensitive to stuff like I am. Like painkillers don't really work on me. Thank God.
Yeah, dude, I don't get the painkiller thing. That's another thing that just feels like you're just taking something away. You're not really like.
Yeah, everything you're taking as a supplement or a drug or whatever, there is a yin yang to it. I feel like.
Of course, yeah.
Like you drink, you're gonna be hungover. Like you're gonna be dried out, right? Like
Yeah.
you smoke, you might be a little bit like not on the ball.
Sure.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, everything has a bad side to it, of course.
Yeah, you take any like study drugs, it's gonna mess up your sleeping. It's gonna mess up.
Yeah.
Your after effects it's gonna be however hyper you were before. You're gonna be way out of it after that.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
You're going to be a better person. That's the bad side.
Yeah, the best mushrooms I haven't really found that bad of a bad. I don't do them that much, but it's still like.
Well,
I felt rested every time I've really taken them.
Oh, dude, it's they consider it the safest drug. Apparently,
Shout out to Denver.
Thing, I mean, yeah, decriminalized in Denver, but yeah, mushrooms are. That's going to be the real big game changer. I think like weed is kind of the gateway drug to get legalized, and then once the mushrooms come in and people stop being dicks about everything.
Fuck you, Nancy Reagan.
Yeah, for real. Like that really set us back.
I'm gonna listen to rap music.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do mushrooms.
Just say yes to mushrooms.
There's still a crazy stigma around it though, because I'll jokingly say we don't actually have this in this office fridge, but I'll go, hey, I'll walk a client through. I've been doing a lot of preferred partner meetings with other agencies to see how we can help each other this week, or this month, I should say. And so I'm having people come to the office that haven't been in here, haven't been in the studio or any of that. And I'll jokingly say on the tour, it's a drug-free office. You're free to do whatever drugs you want. Sometimes there's mushrooms to partake in the fridge, pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
And then like just as like a dad,
gets a laugh like 14% of the time.
A dad joke. Yeah, beer me that water.
Yeah.
Gets a joke.
Yeah.
Gets a laugh.
Yeah. It's an easy one.
But that's the Andy Bernard. Beer me that water.
I got it. Lord, beer me strength.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm joking most of the time about it, but then it does get a weird pause, like I'm better than you kind of thing, and I'm like, you're not. I just break that silence and go, you're not better than me.
You're not better than me. Just I know what you're thinking, and you're
like,
not.
What? And I was like, I see that. I see what you're saying. I see what
I'm
your
not
face,
insecure.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I see what your face says.
Yeah.
But I was like, look, here's what it does for me. I take it. Maybe I will do them really like once a year. Honestly,
We are due.
Yeah.
Big time company picnic.
And what it does for me, I think the same for you. If you do them, I take a third of whatever you take or everybody else because I'm a total puss. But
yeah, next time you need to eat more.
I don't want to be out of control. I don't want to see like shit I don't want to see.
You won't be out of control.
Well,
I'll be right
well,
there.
baby
I'll hold
step.
your hand.
But you're altered, so it's.
I got it. I got it under
It's the blind
control.
leading the
It's
blind.
good. No.
Yeah.
I see all. My third eye is wide open.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Yes.
Okay.
What about the three-eyed man?
Ooh, that's the Simpsons fish.
Sure.
Yeah. So my thing was like, here's why I like it, and I say this when I talk about brand identity to a lot of clients. You got to go camping. You got to figure out who you are as a business. You kind of need to do that shrooms camping trip and sit by yourself and go, what am I doing? Who am I? Why am I still in this? You really got to hit the pause on all the work you're doing. Well, I'm saying like once a quarter, maybe do this.
Yeah.
If you're good to yourself, once a year for sure. But do that. What am I doing? Or get the giggle fits like I do for 2 hours.
Sure.
And it's like getting the old school NES Nintendo cartridge. Fucking take it out, blow on the game, fucking put it back in.
Yeah.
Zelda's fucking going.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It clears everything out. Kind of gives you a fresh perspective, which is what a lot of people need. Rogan has the best metaphor of it's like a desktop computer where you have everything in one file after you take mushrooms that says my old bullshit, and then you decide what you want to go through and reevaluate what you want to do with that stuff. It's really easy. Once you come out of that, you take a step back. It's even if you don't have the out of body experience, you do have this sort of third person step back situation where you're like, okay, is this actually that important to stress out over, that sort of stuff? And then, most everybody comes to the same conclusions where it's just like, okay, this is important. This isn't.
Here's something dorky on that level that I've been doing a little bit more like consciously in that realm is like, just kind of say it out loud, even if you're by yourself. Like, why am I stressed?
Yeah.
And then just try to figure it out from there. And you're like, you will go down this kind of decision tree of like, wait, why am I like so anxious right now?
Right. It's like, can I actually do something?
Or why am I pissed off?
Yeah.
Or like whatever it is. If I find I do this when I'm just kind of chilling and cleaning or like doing something at my place or something, or organizing around here or something. I'm like, all right, why am I kind of pissed and kind of I'm doing that thing where you wake up without the alarm clock, and you're not late, but you get up and then you try to move twice as fast, but you're not moving any faster.
Yeah.
You're just moving a lot.
Yeah, you're just just knocking things over that have to get picked up later. You're not really causing any effect.
You wake up like you're in Get Out or whatever, like, and then
you can't move.
And then like you're like, oh shit, okay. And it's only been you only missed the alarm by 5 minutes, but you somehow have to hustle like 17 times faster,
right?
Like a cartoon.
I don't know. I have a theory about that in the mornings where it's like time is more.
Hit me.
It's more.
It's a flat circle.
The 15 minutes at 4 o'clock in the morning is more valuable than the 15 minutes at 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You get way more done in the morning, and it sets you up way better for whatever reason. It's just like
it's compounding. That's
way more. Yeah, it's way more valuable to get it done in the morning and then have that free time to waste.
I'm getting back on your 4 a.m. 4:30. I gotta go 4:30. That's me. 4:30 4.
Transition.
I like a little idiosyncrasy there with Bo Jackson and my play number 34.
That's
no big deal.
Gruden.
Huh?
The weird 3:17 a.m. alarm clock.
Is that what he does?
Yeah.
I have everything at 34. This podcast is 33. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna freak out. We shoot for 33 because we heard that was the number. But I'll do a 34-minute workout. I don't know. There's something.
You're weird.
Well,
I know how weird you were this whole time.
Is Charles Barkley weird? Is Frank Thomas weird? Am I weird?
Just rolling those names off is a little weird.
They're all 34, right?
Yeah, but
all went to Auburn.
That was just a number.
The greatest university in Middle South Alabama, the Harvard of Mid Alabama.
Is it better than actual Alabama?
In some ways, yeah. Well, we don't have a law school or anything.
Yeah,
but
weighing you down.
We do have the CEO of Apple that went there, so we're doing all right.
You hang on to that one pretty hard.
Just the number one market cap company in the world. No big deal.
It was handed to him. But.
Yeah. You know what that gay bastard had to do all the time? He got up at 4 a.m.
Oh, thank God. That's what it was.
Yeah, you thought I zigged when you zagged. You thought I was going to go gay joke. Nope. Yep. They said he had a proclivity for sending emails at like 4:45 or something to everybody, and he was sitting on the bike doing it or something like that. He was multitasking.
That's how you become CEO of Apple. You send emails.
No, you just have that personality. Like you get up and get it. We have to kind of warm our way up to the world. I got up at 5:30 so I could get here at 7 and not be a total bag of shit.
Damn, really? Take like a lady.
No. Well, I just don't want to. It's more of like being able to talk.
Oh.
Like it's.
I get up. True. I do have a good.
We do these early ones. I got to get up early because I can't roll it. I'm not that good to roll out of bed and be like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, there is a good amount of time in the mornings that I ain't talking to no one.
Right.
So that makes sense.
Which is good too.
Yeah, I need 2 hours. Don't even look at me.
Feels like a samurai. You're just kind of by yourself
right.
out in the world. All right. Where are we at?
19.
19. So where is the clock? Oh, it's on the left.
Yeah,
all right. Where it's always been.
Yeah. Good luck.
So. Do you know I'm 2015 in one eye?
You mentioned that.
And 2020 in the other. Yes. So I've got a couple topics we can go over that are on my noodle. I think the biggest one's Scaling Lean, which is a book I'm listening to. And kind of that principle of, we've had low self-esteem I think, in our pricing or cutting deals in the beginning of the consulting agency business.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. Like a lot of that was on purpose, and you know it when you're doing it. I had a thing around here where people thought I just did stand up locally to make a living, and so I had to really get my foot in the door with a lot of people. Like I just had my buddy Nate in here, who's a restaurateur, but we've been friends since we were 14. I go, Nate, you gotta not think of me as your fuck around buddy from high school, because I don't think about you that way. I try not to bucket you there, because he knows he's doing some stuff that's so mature the way he's going about opening this new restaurant here that we're involved in. I'm so happy for him, but I'm more happy that he's an expert in that area.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
And so like when we were talking, I was telling him like we got in the conversation of these all-in-one platforms. I think we brought this up last episode, right?
Yep.
If it's too good to be true, it usually is. And so I go, look, man, let me make a case for you, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And but I double back and I go, look, by me just saying that doesn't mean anything really.
Yeah.
So let me make a case to give you the counterpoint of this, and then let me show you some work we've done.
Yeah. Can prove it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to do a wireframe strategy for you and show you what I mean by that. And so you're also going to gain more value out of us as an agency if we have people that are locally hired under us, because they're going to want to use their social capital
Sure.
to push the restaurant up too.
Sure.
So you don't get that out of an app or HubSpot or Bento Box or any of these things. But it's funny how you
or
get
a possible podcast experience.
Yeah, I mean they're not. I'm already thinking of revenue streams, but I'm not pitching it to them yet, because one thing at a time. That's my own thing I got to work on, is not being so slutty.
Yeah.
Early on,
it
overwhelms though more than it helps.
Right.
It shows I could always kind of strategize on the fly, and I maybe had more of a chip on my shoulder a while back, but now it's to the point where you give out too much of the milk for free. People think they can do this on their own, because, I mean, we learned a lot of this autodidact style.
Yeah. Well, it's also, you don't want to leave something out, that you can do where it's like, it's something that we both believe in the podcast as a marketing tool, and you don't want to forget, like, that's also a thing, and it's hard to not hit them with all of it at the same time.
And I always have to reiterate, this is its own deal. The sweat equity is its own kind of thing. It started out as that. It has that kind of roots. I think if you do a podcast, if you're listening, you think you got a marketing tactic on your hand, that's gonna be tougher, I think, because you're gonna see podcasts, I think, starting to go the way of like a lot of TV, and a lot of radio, where you can like. The reason this works is because we're in your earbuds for the most part. Probably 90% of you are listening to this in earbuds, if not more.
Yeah,
and there's an intimacy to that, I think. But I think being genuine and being as authentic as possible is what kind of made this a cool kind of counter audio culture.
Yeah. So you're saying that doesn't work for a marketing tool sometimes?
No, it can.
Because
it totally can, but it's not. I think people think this is radio, and I see it as similar but different.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's.
You can buy time on your local radio and do like. You're a law firm. You can answer questions where you actually don't answer anything, but you bought the hour.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Where you just hand out your phone number 50 times.
Yeah, which is, hey, look, it works.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Or, but they're not good on the mic. That's the other problem. Is like, who told you you were good at this?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, it is true though. I guess
it's like the script we're writing. Who told you you're funny?
Right.
Or punching.
You're derailing me. Now I'm thinking about that script.
No, but it's podcasting.
It's interesting what you're saying.
But podcasting comes from that. Like for us, it comes from the comedy style where it's like being authentic, even if it shoots yourself a little bit in the foot.
Sure.
But doesn't mean you can't do podcasting as a content marketing scheme. Look, it could be infomercial wise and work for you. I'm just saying I don't think that's the way to go about it.
Maybe it needs a new name. Market
Podcast. Yeah.
Do you know what pod stands for?
iPod. Oh,
I heard this on a fantasy baseball podcast.
No way.
That was like
I thought it was all iPod, iTunes.
No, it stands for Play on Demand.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I liked it better now
Yeah,
because I didn't like it when it was just pod.
I know.
I Play on Demand.
I never
Makes
even
sense for the
I never
iPod.
even thought to even like look it up. I was like, obviously it's some iPod and Apple made it first, and there it goes.
It's a silly name. It's a little embarrassing sometimes when you're trying to talk to like a 70-year-old guy about it.
Yeah,
That's like you respect.
yeah.
You're
So it's like the
I got a
radio,
pod
but
fart.
not on the radio.
Yeah, it's on demand. Well, I just say it's on demand radio for sure, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into like the discussion of being authentic versus radio time and
We
corporate consolidation of radio ruin radio. And
we can cuss.
did you know that?
Yeah.
Have you seen that chart of how many radio? There's 3 companies that own all the radio stations,
Ugh.
and then like I forget if it was CBS or Clear Channel in the 90s or the aughts, the early aughts, that bought up like everything.
Yeah. That's like all industries almost.
And you rebranded as iHeartMedia, and then you can get into everything.
Yeah. Need to get in with those guys.
I mean, we can, but then we're
No, I don't want to. Nah, fuck it.
friend of the program, Sean Halter. He works with iHeartRadio in a kind of hybrid way where he uses their studio, and he's friendly with the local reps here, and so he'll use that studio to record his CMO suite that we'll take credit for starting up.
Yeah, we'll take credit for that.
Fuck yeah, we will.
Yeah, we will.
We're about to step up his other podcast, Digital Fix, this week too, but which we got to figure out.
Podcasts.
Well, look, it's becoming a thing where we started creating the studio, not a rental, but a producer's fee because we don't want to break our lease.
Yeah.
So we always have someone on our team here, but it's becoming a medium people are starting to understand, oh, this is a way to get your voice out like we do. But this is a separate entity. And honestly, if you get really pie in the sky kind of dreams on it, it could make more money than anything else you do.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we're not famous.
Right.
And didn't have a following from being famous brought in.
Yeah.
That's our hard part.
Yeah.
So we got to look at the Jordan Harbingers, and we got to look at these guys that just kind of made it through podcasting.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much work. People don't know how much extra work, especially video side of it. That's the thing I'm
we gotta
learning.
work on trimming it down. Yeah.
It's
just
the
like
video
anything.
side of things is not common.
Right.
I'm working on a project with somebody who is also in Atlanta a lot of times, and he,
How's
he's
that
like,
going?
I think I got it. It's going good. It's going good. He was like, I think I got a studio and all this, and it was like, I had spent a lot of time looking for podcast video studios in Atlanta. They don't exist, and that's like everywhere. To have this out the door, ready to go, video, audio, the whole spiel. It's weird, but it's nice to have this unique situation for us because you're right. That's where the people who need a podcast could really start to come in and walk away when they're done. Don't have to worry about any overhead, all that.
Yeah, and I think that look, it's attainable. If you're listening to this and you're like, this got to cost like a lot of money. It's like, well, we piecemealed it together. Like you don't have to buy everything in one fell swoop like you probably used to, right? So like we just added elements as we went. We didn't have much of a budget, but it's like $200 here, $100 there.
Yeah. And
Libsyn's our host is $30 a month.
yeah,
That's everything else you kind of publish for free, I think, right?
well,
Vimeo's the only-
Vimeo is a whole
but
other
we-
thing, but that's
we use
part
that
of
as a
the subscription.
repository.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Now, don't get me wrong. If you tried to emulate this exact setup in your place, it's going to cost a pretty penny. I'm not trying to say that it's not, but it's not $400,000.
yeah, but I mean, also what we're doing is we offer we call it a subscription, where it's like we don't want people coming in, filming for a day and being done with it. I mean, we'll do it,
We're not there yet.
but we're
Yeah.
trying to get a little bit of a network established of people who can have a nice following, and then they continue on with it. So that because podcasting is all consistency. It's like
Yep.
you start. People don't care if you come every 6 weeks or whatever. If it's like you can't count on it, they're not going to be ready to download it. Like there's thousands others. So
And to me, I'd still do this if there's 5 people listening. our listenership's gone up. I think a lot of that's from your SEO ability with the titling.
Thank you.
I think that our video is getting better. We're always trying to add to I compare it to LeBron's game. If you look at LeBron, every year he added something to his game.
Sure.
And we're not trying to do everything at once. It's like, okay, let's start adding graphics,
Right.
soon. Let's start seeing if we can remote produce. Let's see. The next step, I think, is bringing in guests and making it better via video.
Yeah.
And maybe almost have them have a monitor like they're sitting in a chair almost. Like
yeah.
wheel
I think
them
that'd
up
be the way to do it.
and bring in so we can get better guests that, booking's tough even if they were in Tampa.
Yeah. Right.
And we could get good guests. Tampa's not that podunk, but it's like
I'd say we actually have a weird, kind of throughway in Tampa of celebrities and that sort of thing, more so than other places.
Like a John Cena. Yeah. And Keenan Thompson.
Yeah. You guys are on our Mount Rushmore.
We've got a hit list of a bunch of Tampanians that you probably don't know that live here, but there's a fuckload of wrestlers. Look, any American Gladiator, you're welcome to come on.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's a bunch that live here.
Really?
You didn't know that? I used to see them at the pool when I was growing up here.
Do they still go by
Ice-
Nitro and Turbo? And
Ice lived here. I think
Ice
that was
a woman?
Yeah. Storm,
Right.
another chick. They were yoked, I think.
Yeah, the girls weren't hot.
Some were, some weren't. Depends on the season.
I like how you definitively say, some were.
Some were, some
I
weren't.
can't wait to see these chicks.
Have I ever told the story? This
That's
is
your
great.
2-minute warning.
Got 2 minutes. Did I ever tell the story about the new American Gladiators when I walked around the set?
No.
I went to go when I lived in LA. This is about 10 years ago. Someone was like, "You want to go to the new American Gladiators reboot?" And I was like, "Fuck yes, I do."
Let me put
I'll
my
be an-
erection away,
I'll
and
be
I
a
will be right
Dumbo
there.
audience member, and I'll waste a whole Saturday, and I'll go do it.
Yeah.
I got really bored while I was there. I can't remember who I went with. It was just like, really, you guys don't have your shit together as a show to really make
Snuck
this.
into wardrobe.
I did. I
Put
started.
on a leotard.
No, I started walking around because I was like, "What are they going to do? Kick me out? I'll just leave. I don't care."
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
not worth it
Yeah.
to be here almost. So
The story's worth more.
I started walking around. I walked by Hulk Hogan's dressing room,
Oh, did they
And-
have? I didn't.
Yeah.
I had him.
and the door was open, and he's sitting right there. And I did the walk by, and then I went boop, 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 and walked back, and I was like, "Oh, hey," and I said,
Excuse me,
"Well,
Hulkamaniac.
I was like, oh, I got a through line. My dad was one of the biggest athletes to come out of Tampa. He probably knew of my dad growing up
Sure.
because all athletes here kind of know who he was,
Right.
and they think they both went to Robinson High School. So I'm like,
Huh.
oh, hey, I think I called him Mr. Belay. Terry,
say-
Mr. Terry,
Isn't it Balea?
something like that, whatever his name was.
Pronounced it wrong, brother.
No, I was like, hey, I tried to strike up a convo with him. He's not doing anything. He's just sitting in the chair waiting.
Staring at the wall.
Not reading a script, not like
I'd rather be staring at the
not
wall,
r-
brother.
not looking at anything. He's just kind of chilling
Any big
in
time dude?
in like a in a styling chair, like a stylish chair or whatever.
Wow.
Like he already had makeup on. He's just chilling. It's not like he's got to prepare for this shit.
Yeah.
And so that's why I bothered him. Otherwise, if it was a big deal, I wouldn't. And I was like, hey, you might know my dad. He went to Robinson, blah, blah, blah. I'm from Tampa. And he was like, uh-huh. And I was like, you don't think that's weird? And he was like, that's pretty cool. And I was like, okay.
All right.
See you
well,
later. I tried to jam a bunch of info in, but
Yeah.
the main one was like,
Take your vitamins.
hey, I'm wearing a
and say your
Tampa
prayers,
Bay
Hulk.
hat right here. It's
And you were
weird.
in L.A., right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I ran into you. I'm not a huge wrestling fan. I'm a Tampa fan.
Right.
I'm a fan of
Illegally
you
walking
from
around
here.
this set.
Yeah, I got kicked out.
Oh,
But
good.
What about my sweat
Can end
equity?
it there. Get a big time by the
Sweat
Hulk.
take your vitamins.
Say your
Sweat
prayers.
equity. My sweat equity.
What else did he say?
Cuckold
My
your friend's
sweat
wife.
equity.
Film it.
Film it. Get paid by Gawker. And
SweatEquityPod.com.
What about my sweat
it's a
equity?
thunder in paradise, guys.
Mm.